For every young person who believes in the future and knows it's worth saving for.
Junior Sports, the place to be.
And now it's time to get wet with the world's absolute best windsurfer. Robbie Nash will attempt to do what no other windsurfer has ever done before. Hit it!
More than any other windsurfer, Robbie Nash has dominated his sport. In fact, he won his first world championship when he was only 13 years old. And he's won 20 more since. And if that's not enough, he's also won all 5 World Cups.
People wonder why this guy is world champion. You just saw why.
Although good in all events, Robbie excels in freestyle wave sailing, flying higher, sailing bigger waves, and accomplishing acrobatics no one ever dreamed possible. Robbie spends so much time in the air, he practically needs a pilot's license. Obviously, he's a radical kind of windsurfer.
It used to be that I was described as really aggressive, really radical, but there's a lot of people that are aggressive and radical now. Now I'm one of the old guys, reasonably conservative and calculated, but in a radical way, I guess you'd say.
Conservative in a radical way? I can imagine what it'd be like if he went totally radical.
No, look at the twiggy little guy. Now that's Robbie. Look at those muscles, see? What's really fun is to look back at some of the old stuff with Robbie when he was just this little twiggy kid and he had this long, straight blonde hair, and then you see what he looks like now, and he's just a gorilla.
At the Nash Hawaii store, windsurfing is a family affair. Robbie's mother started the retail part of the business in 1979 to help support Robbie's father while he designed and built windsurfing boards for his son, knowing full well he was destined to be a world champion.
I bought in a bunch of rental boards from Europe and started manufacturing T-shirts to sell to European surf shops because the United States was just nowhere with windsurfing back then.
Robbie's father was also a risk taker. He rode dirt bikes in California and was a championship Hobie Cat racer.
We started building a few of our own boards just because the boards that were available at the time were fragile. And it went from being a garage deal on the side when I was teaching to, it got to the point where we had to decide whether we're going to continue with windsurfing or continue with teaching, and windsurfing looked like it was more fun.
As a kid, Robbie always surprised his parents with his determination to excel.
Back when I learned how to sail, I only weighed 75 pounds.
At 10 years old, Robbie was too small to pull the sail out of the water by himself. So his older buddies would stand him up on his board, and he'd sail off till he fell.
Robbie played around with this thing for several months and then decided that he wanted to get his own windsurfer. And spent every cent he had in the world to buy one.
Robbie is a person who's always been able to concentrate on all the fine details. He works very hard at what he does, and he's been like that ever since he was a real little kid. He's a perfectionist. When he does something, he does it as well as he can possibly do it.
Having both a mom and dad who were seriously into water sports, it's no wonder Robbie inherited their get-wet drive.
Yeah.
If I wanted to race, I could race. If I wanted to go skateboarding on a weekend that there was a race, I could go skateboarding, and it didn't matter. It was just a fun thing.
It's not really a great glamorous existence. It's a lot of hard work.
It can be. I mean, when guys start the tour, it's really a lot of fun for the first week, month, 6 weeks. You know, it depends on the guy, how they can handle it.
Some guys don't last more than a year or so.
Robbie has dominated windsurfing for more than 15 years. But now, at the top of his list, is spending time with his daughter, while still managing to stay in shape and keeping alive his will to win.
I think normally what we do is a lot of cross-training. You do a bit of mountain biking, a bit of weightlifting, swimming, surfing, normal board surfing as much as possible. Just a variety of things depending on what part of your body you want to work out.
And of course, that includes plenty of full-on, radical in a conservative way windsurfing. Some of the stunts Robbie pulls off makes it seem like he was born with a special gift. But then Robbie says that's not true.
I think it's acquired talent more than anything, rather than God-given. You beat your head against the wall long enough, the wall's gonna break, or your head. And I've spent a lot of time on the water. And if you look at most of the good guys, competitively, not many of them are just natural talents.
So for every flip we see completed to perfection, there have been thousands of attempts and near misses. Pilots call it pushing the envelope. Windsurfers call it shredding. To the Nash clan, it's just being Robbie.
And the countdown continues. Remember, in just 2 weeks from now, we'll be coming to you live from the Herman Immelman Stadium in Germiston.
Ja, die Herman Immelman Stadium is waar die TV1 Junior Sport Junior Suid-Afrikaanse Atletiek Kampioenskappe gaan plaasvind. So moet dit nie misloop nie.
Don't do that to yourself. Now, until we see you again, remember, nope to dope, keep the peace, and all of that, we're out of here.
Tot volgende week, selfde tyd, selfde plek. Bye-bye.
And in every seaside town, there's lots of pretty girls. Sparkling water, foaming crests, yeah, surfing is a high. The place to find the perfect wave is somewhere in Hawaii. On a summer's day, on a Tuesday.